We are alive, filled with your glorious light. Out of the dark, into your marvelous light. We are waiting with expectation. Spirit, raise us up with you. Let the church rise from the ashes. Let the church fall to her knees. Let us be light in the darkness. Let the church rise. Let the church rise. Moving with power, bringing your name to the earth. Singing your praises, lifting up glorious songs. We are moving with His compassion. Spirit, fill our hearts with you. Let the church rise from the ashes. Let the church fall to her knees. Let us be light in the darkness. Let the church rise. Let the church rise. Let your wind blow. Let your wind blow. Let your wind blow. Revive us again, Lord. Let your wind blow. Let your wind blow. Let your wind blow. Revive us again, Lord. Let your wind blow. Let your wind blow. Let your wind blow. Revive us again, Lord. Let your wind blow. Let your wind blow. Let your wind blow. Revive us again, Lord. Let your wind blow. Let your wind blow. Let your wind blow. Revive us. Let the church rise from the ashes. Let the church fall to her knees. Let us be light in the darkness. Let the church rise. Let the church rise.
Hey everyone, I'm Jen Mayer and I'm here with this week's Midweek Moment or Small Group Extra. In our Go preaching series, Father Mike has been giving us some tips and tricks to have conversations where we can feel comfortable inviting others that we know, the Bowie Bobs and Bowie Barbs in our life, people that don't have a church home, to consider attending church with us, to consider a relationship with Jesus, to consider the role of faith in their lives. And this week we kind of got through the end of the hints and tricks, and so Father said at the end, it's time to give this a try. And I want to talk just a little bit, if you have not had your conversation yet, about managing your expectations. And what I'm thinking is that it would be very easy to think that with the right listening skills and the right prayer and the right prep, that this is going to be a once and done conversation. We're going to talk to somebody, they're going to be excited, they're going to show up, and success will be had. And the danger of that is that if one of those things doesn't happen, it feels like the opposite might be true, that that conversation failed. And what I want to suggest is I don't think that we should think about a conversation as a failure if solely based on the fact that somebody doesn't actually show up for church. First off, they're likely going to check us out online before they come to the building. But more importantly, for many people, even when it's something we want to do, we need to be invited 4, 5, 6 times sometimes before we show up. And it could be things like a reminder. You know, they don't all have to be verbal. It could be that you share on your Facebook or Instagram page, like the invitation to church if they're a friend of yours and they'll see it there. That might be one little reminder. It might be, hey, we talked about this week. I'm going tomorrow to the 9:30 Mass. Do you want to join me for that one? But for many people, we might not actually get to the point where we even extend a particular invitation just based on the sense that they're not quite ready for that. And so it's okay that we invest more time. And the real goal of the first conversation is to earn the right to have the second conversation. That we are asking people to consider something fairly big in their life, and most of us don't do that in a single conversation. If somebody wanted to talk to you about a belief you'd either not considered or you'd come to a different conclusion on, most of the time we don't even want to talk to them. You know, if somebody wants to talk to you about your views of vaccination or not vaccination in this pandemic, most of the time we don't even entertain the conversation. We know what we think and we're done. And so the ability to say, no, I want to hear why you think, I may not think the same thing as you, but I want to know why you think what you think. And if they engage that and they tell you what they think and why they think it, that's not necessarily the time to then go in and try and seal the deal. That's the time to go, that's really interesting. Let me go think about that. Or to allow them some time to think about it. So again, when we go into these conversations, I think it's important to manage the expectations. And I think their starting point will greatly help us figure out what's a reasonable expectation. So the question I want to leave you with is, how does your Bowie Bob's or Barb's starting point affect what you consider to be a reasonable outcome of that conversation?